Alright, Season 6 is almost here, and the hype, at least for me, a PvP player, is quite low. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for the PvE enjoyers to finally have their own game mode, but for the majority of players, the PvP side, we basically got nothing major, nothing exciting to keep us or bring some of us back to the game. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Please stick around and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I will do my best to read every single one. And also, I'll be sending this video to the ABI devs to help ABI in some way. So speak up, your voice matters. There's a lot to cover, so I'm going to stick with what I find to be the most important since it's a PvE ABI 2.0 season. So let's start with that. First, we have Hostile Sector. You and a bunch of other teams spawn in and basically fight for the loot, but there's no PvP. It's up to who's faster to get to the major POI, loot the safes and bosses before others get the chance. AIs are a lot stronger than what we are used to, which is really cool. I think AI in every mode should be much stronger than now. Even on Forbidden, they just feel like a nuisance more than a danger. Last time I saw someone die to a scav on Forbidden Zone was probably in Season 3, and that he was most likely lagging. Also, on all new PvE modes, we will encounter 4 new AI types, which is Sniper, Grenadier, bot with gas, and Shotgunner. Those AIs are more dangerous with a guaranteed gold item on them. Rumors say that you can find even reds. There's a chance to get boss rally on this mode. More bosses, more money, and challenge, so that is nice. I think it's a fun little mode for you and your friends that are just starting the game or came back after a long time. Don't think it would be more than that. Pretty sure the loot table is on par with Lockdown. You can play the mode on farm as well. Not much to say here. Same mode, different map. Huge plus is the scenery. There's 4 different weather types and they look very pretty and immersive. We do have night weather as well. It's not as dark as you would expect, but it's still nice. Also, Sector Northridge is with heavier snow at night, so it looks like Northridge will remain being that one map with snow. Then we have Hostile Sector on TV Station, which is Forbidden Loot Table and also PvP, but less teams overall. It's kind of fun actually. I'll definitely try this from time to time. It's easier to manage teams as a solo since there's just less people in general. I still think normal scavs should offer some kind of extra loot since the update the risk goes up and the reward ratio remains the same. You know, we definitely need some goodies to pay for all the bullets, armor, and mats we will waste fighting the new AI. Lastly, we have the same idea PvE mode, but solo only, which is the No Man's Land looting simulator turned into something that's more enjoyable and engaging, where you have to work for your loot instead of spamming F key on every container. There's also a new type of deathmatch style of mode, supply drops, where you choose a loadout that is provided for you. This time it's on the airport. Whatever you find, you can put into a special crate that separates your private loot and team's loot. Whoever gets the highest score, first place in loot value, gets highest point multiplier, which is applied at the end of the game. Whatever money accumulated as a team gets multiplied by that amount. That is it for the new game modes. Let's move on to weapons. Next season, we will be getting 2 new guns. One of them is a marksman rifle T88, which uses the 5.8 caliber, those same bullets as U1, and it also has ultra high firing power. It's a semi-automatic weapon, not many attachments to choose from. It looks kind of funky. It also has its own scope, which is pretty cool. Nothing crazy about this weapon. It won't affect the meta in any way. Lockdown weapon at best. Then we have the new SMG called Banshee using the 5.7 caliber, same ammos P90, 750 RPM with max 30 rounder mag and somewhat of an actual recall. Once again, won't affect the meta in any way. You could play this on Forbidden, but you have to change mags after every kill. No reason to choose this over P90 or AR-57. U191 has been nerfed again. Ultra high firepower goes down to high. Now, when I first saw this change in Patchnotes, I was ecstatic until I went into shooting range and tried it myself. Guess what? Meta won't change. Now it takes 1 extra bullet to kill someone. Recall is still non-existent even with the cheapest attachments. On top of that, price of the weapon dropped after the nerf was announced, so that is very disappointing. The .45 caliber is getting a new highest tier ammo, tier 4 gold ammo called APWC, which I believe will be craftable only. Now I'm super excited about this one because that will bring some fresh air into the very stale meta that we have. I believe this thing will get complaints about being too strong. You can put down a T6 Snowman armor exceptionally fast. Definitely best use this ammo with Vector 45 since it has the highest RPM in the game. I love the Vector SMGs. I can't wait to try this. New 5.56 ammo, the A2, which is like one stat better than A1. I really don't understand the reason behind this ammo. The only thing I can think of is you cannot find the A2 on scavs, so the price won't be influenced as much because of the market. I wonder what the price will look like though. The new shotgun ammo, this one is actually pretty interesting. Dragon's Breath, which is incendiary ammo, applies a new burn effect on your enemies, something of a molly but not quite. Cool thing about this is it actually works against armor. As you can see, it takes roughly 5 shots to take down a tier 6 green snowman, which is very impressive. The shooting range is not made for shotguns, so I cannot really test it fully because of range issues, but it looks like shotguns might be useful again. RPK got a recoil buff and flinch stability, so that's cool. F2000 recoil got reworked completely. Now it resembles AMB17 with its never-ending recoil, which makes it easier to control since it's predictable, just pull down obviously, instead of the crazy random horizontal that we have in Season 5. I wish every weapon in ABI had a real man's recoil, so that's a good change. A94 extra 50 RPM, interesting choice, I'm definitely happy. T1 and T2 got its firing power reduced to mid-high. T2 got a new stat, ADS movement speed plus 20%. Didn't test them, we'll see when they come out. We got new utility as well, which is the shock grenade. It's a first ever impact grenade without a fuse. Explodes as soon as it hits something, zaps enemies within a small radius, preventing them from jumping, ADSing, or sprinting. Also, the weapon goes off to the side under a weird angle, so it will be difficult to point fire when hit with the nade. Interesting addition. We'll see. Moving on to perks, which is something I didn't expect to happen. Perk's job is to elevate the gameplay and your purpose in a team. In a PvE scenario, every perk seems like a good choice, but when it comes to PvP, I feel like some of them will stand out more, so I'm interested to see how that plays out. One of the most OP ones, in my opinion, is jump weapon control, heavy motor, focus puller, and sleight of hand. I just couldn't test them properly since there was not much PvP in the beta, but they seem a little crazy on paper. Also, in the airport got a little bit of adjustment. The look has changed. Some buildings were removed, some replaced, and some out-of-bounds spots are inaccessible, which is amazing. We got some new red items as well. Expansion to trophy room with a career record where you can display your badges, your achievements within the game, which is cool. But also, which is even more cool, after the raid ends, you will be able to see the highest loot value from the raid, which is a great change for both security reasons as well as just understanding what happened within that game. Also, from now on, we will be able to see all the bullets that hit the target, not just the latest 5, which again is a great change. Another W coming from the ABI team is the lockdown experience optimization. You can no longer strip weapons to cheese the loot value system, no attachments allowed in rigs or backpacks. Also, now you won't be able to case your magazines, which is a great change once again. Plenty of people do it, and I'm happy to see those things gone. Talking about good changes, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Red ammo is completely banned from accessing your case, which means if you want to play any red ammo sniper or marksman rifle, you will have to keep the red ammo in your rig or backpack. That's it when it comes to talking about the new content. If you'd like to see all the new changes in full, all the links to the videos and patch notes will be in the description down below, so be sure to check them out. Now let's talk about what ABI so desperately needs. When it comes to content, we already have so much, which is great and amazing. I'm all for new experience, but you cannot keep adding new stuff without fixing the core gameplay issues, which we have for so many seasons now. As so many people ask me, Shami, what is the biggest issue in the game? Shami, what is one thing that you would fix in ABI? The answer is easy and it's always the same. Headshots. ABI is an extraction shooter, so its core experience will be shooting each other. So obviously headshots are a huge part of it. And somehow here headshots take longer to kill than chest shots, which is absolutely insane and goes against every FPS rule there is. I'm all for experimenting and trying new things, bend or break some standardized rules rules of said genre of games, but this one rule where headshots kill faster, you simply do not break. Also, I almost forgot to mention, shooting someone in the head with no helmet whatsoever doesn't kill them, which is just straight up ridiculous and should never be a thing to begin with. Now, I could go about this topic for a very long time, but for simplicity of this video, all the meta weapon issues we have in the game stem from headshots being so absolutely horrendous. My proposal is to lower the head HP back to 35 like it originally was, and then see what needs adjusting in that department. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this topic, so please let me know down below. Next in line, we have the effective range situation. It's sad to see that every weapon in the game that's not U1 is borderline unusable as soon as you are 1 meter outside of effective range of said weapon. There's no gradual damage drop off, just straight up 50% effectiveness drop or whatever the actual number is. As soon as you're outside of the effective range, it just feels horrible and makes it feel like an unfinished weapon system that's still in development stage. It needs to be changed or fixed ASAP. Those two things I've just mentioned are the core issues of the game at the very top of the list, but there is more. Red ammo, subject which somehow divides the player base into two sides of the coin, and they really don't like each other. Once again, ABI is an extraction shooter, and we need diversity in the gunplay. When you completely kill snipers in an extraction shooter, the game just becomes so much more bland and replayability of the game just goes down significantly. I think the red ammo should have been controlled in a different way, how fast and how much you can craft, or make it so you can only find it in a raid, which would have been honestly an actual reason for anyone to search weapon crates, since those crates are basically useless. It's sad to see snipers being completely butchered, but could have just made this weapon harder to use with time to ADS, scope sway, things like that. Next up is the NADE spamming situation, and there's still nothing stopping anyone from playing in a format with 50 nades each, and instead of using your gun, you just nade spam the whole lobby with no side effects. Incredibly toxic for the game, and a huge reason why solo players are having an awful experience, especially on Forbidden mode where that occurs in literally every single game. We need to draw a clear line, max 2 nades of each category, just like in the tournament setting, or something like that. You get the point. There's just simply too many nades too often. Basically, all of the things I've mentioned so far affect the skill ceiling in ABI. Everything just keeps getting simplified to the point where only one group of people can be successful in the game, and that group of people is squads. Next big thing that simplifies the game even further is the flashlight keybind. Now, if you still somehow don't know, there's a new setting that makes your flashlight automatically turn on as soon as you start shooting. Absolutely nobody asked for this setting. I really don't understand why we're adding such things to the game. In my opinion, it's as toxic as the self-rest situation. Yet again, throws away any skill aspect of the game straight out the window. Please remove this. Absolutely horrible. Everything I've said so far directly impacts the solo gameplay, since you can kill someone faster by shooting them in the chest because the headshots don't work. Also, when you shoot someone in the chest, they go down, so if you're in a squad, that's even better for you and worse for the solo, because, you know, if you're a solo, you just die. I'm not saying make the solos go down as well, I'm saying completely remove the chest knock system. It's horrible. There's only one viable gun that has no recoil and kills you almost instantly when shot in arms, and everything else, there's just no skill in this game anymore. Every day I talk about the state of the game, and every single time the subject of Season 0, Season 1 comes up, yes, Val back then was super strong T7s and whatnot, but guns worked. Headshots worked. You could wipe the lobby as a solo so much easier because there was no pointless crap that removes the aspect of skill. Now it's up to who has more nades in their backpack or who can hold the same pixel angle with the U191 for longer than you. As mainly a solo player, which I think I'm somewhat of a decent player, playing against squads is 10 times harder now than it used to be. The game is going towards the Call of Duty with its only CQB design, where medium to long range fights make absolutely no sense because nothing works outside of effective range. And when you try fighting close range, you die to U1. Ever since Season 3, I've only been losing money. Economy makes no sense. Fights feel extremely one-dimensional with only one playstyle allowed. Arena Breakout Infinite is an amazing game, a game that I fell in love with 2 years ago. The hardcore aspect of the game made it beautiful like no other. I missed that game and I wish we could go back to being a true Tarkov competitor. I could go on about these issues forever, but that's all the time we have for today. If I missed anything, let me know. Also, I would love to hear your thoughts and ideas, what could be improved and how you feel about the current state of the game. Thank you for watching. I will see you in Season 6, White Nights on June 30.